Okay, MJ, guess what? We're actually live now on all the cameras.
Uh-oh.
Should I not have told you that, huh?
You're going to leave the music on?
No, I'm going to turn off the music. That was just our
Okay.
mood music,
Okay.
right? Okay, so Alexa off. She listened to me today. Sometimes she doesn't listen to me.
That's good.
She's like every other woman in my life.
Wow.
Every now and again, they listen to me.
Wow. He didn't mean that, Jen.
No, trust me. I know that too well. I listen to her.
There it is.
Yes, and I learned a long time ago the best words are yes, dear. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the best way to do
Tyree
it.
knows that very well. Just agree. It's safer.
Yeah, so you excited about doing all this?
Excited and nervous at the same time, but I'm here.
I love it. I love it. And I know you're going to do great. Guys, on this jam session, MJ Franklin stops by.
Oh, my goodness.
How about the intro? You know, guys,
I'm just MJ. Marla Janine, no one special.
Oh, you are so special because, look, you are, and I'm excited to have you on the show. We've been talking about this for a while.
About a year.
Right, about a year. and it, it leads up. You're very, very busy, right? So getting the schedule coordinated was going to be tough, but I wanted to make sure that we found the perfect time to get you on. You've had a lot of awesome success. You've helped a lot of people.
Thank you.
You were 2016 Rookie of the Year, 2016 Mentor of the Year,
Right.
and then 2017 Realtor of the Year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot that's been going on. So I understand why it's now August of 2018, and I'm just now getting you on the show. You've been busy, and the whole point of this show, okay? Because I know we went at several cameras are running live. I know that camera right there. They all know you.
Right.
Okay, your camera, everybody knows you. Other cameras that we have in the room, there may be some people that don't know you.
Okay.
And the whole point of my jam sessions is to hopefully help expose your brand to people that don't know you at all, that don't know the MJ Franklin Group. And so if you wouldn't mind, just really quick, 30,000 foot view,
Ooh.
just 30,000 foot view. We'll get into a lot of the specifics, but just who you are.
Let's see. I was raised in Arlington, originally from Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay.
I have 6 brothers. I'm the only girl. Married to my husband Tyree, and we have 4 kids: Jada, Amaya, Robert, and Tyree Jr. And I'm all about helping families stop renting and become homeowners. The biggest thing for us is that family connection. So my clients
Become family.
They're stuck with me. They're stuck with me.
Well, I mean, that's a lot of what I want to talk about, because that's where I truly feel you make a significant difference in what you do, because you're really more about impact and creating relationships and family and stuff like that. It's not a transaction for you at all. Okay, and I think that's the beauty of your book of business. Your clients, the relationship that you have with them, and then how you've really helped develop that and kind of help other people that have entered into this business see the same thing, and why you're Mentor of the Year, because you're teaching and instilling those principles in those individuals. So we're going to talk about that, but you started off with you're one of you're the only girl out of 6
brothers.
Six brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about that growing up. I mean, how difficult or how much of a challenge or how great was that?
So last name short, and I don't have a brother that's under 6'3".
Oh, wow. Okay.
One of them, who we grew up calling him Little, because he was the smaller twin. His twin is 6'6". So, we had names.
Right.
I grew up thinking I was ugly because they hung up on everyone that ever called our house. It took my husband probably 9 years to actually get through.
Okay, hold on. They hung up on every guy that called the house to try to, I'm assuming, take you out on a date or just to get to know you?
Yeah. So I didn't go to prom. I didn't go to homecoming.
No!
I thought something was wrong with me.
Uh-huh.
And they didn't admit it until our wedding day. Basically, like you thought we were just going to give her to you. You had to work for it.
So they protected you like that much.
I didn't know they loved me. I didn't know they cared.
But they obviously did.
Yeah.
Nobody got into the house. Nobody could get to see. I mean, they kept everybody. So how the heck did Tyree ended up?
Persistence.
Persistence.
Persistence. He would call, "Can I speak to Marla?" No. Click. I never got any messages. And even as we got older, I've known Tyree since we were 17.
Okay.
He was an assistant manager at a tire company, and they would, "Hey, how you doing? Yeah, isn't your sister Marla? Yeah, that's her. Well, how's she doing? Here, give her my number. Just checking on her." They're like, "She's good." Never got any of those messages.
Really?
But he did give them a discount on the tires, but they never followed through with what they were supposed to do.
Right. And it never got back to you on that part, and ultimately persistence paid off.
Yep.
And you guys have been married for how long?
6 years.
6 years.
6 years, and like I mentioned earlier, 4 kids. It's a blended family. Blended families are great. They also have their challenges, so you just never know what to expect day to day. But they are all part of our real estate business, and now we're getting into the investment side of it, where we're buying investment properties. So all hands on deck. Kids,
well,
they know.
And I know Tyree does something as well, full time and everything. But he's part of kind of what you guys do. I mean, he's a big part of, your clients getting to know the family and how he helps kind of bring that together, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
he's a commercial electrician by trade,
right.
but he's an amazing handyman.
Uh-huh.
So he's out there helping my clients do minor repairs on the house or electrical work. They know, oh, we can just call MJ and we can call, or she can have Tyree come over and we get the work done at half the cost of what a traditional contractor is going to charge them. So we keep it in the family.
Yeah, and he also is a really good deliverer of
grills.
Grills, right? Because I mean, every client is getting a grill.
Well, it just depends on the client and what their needs are. Some it might be, a grill. Some it might be a lawnmower. Then we have contests where they send us referrals and they go into I guess like a raffle or a pool.
Right.
And we give away tickets to the Cowboys games or Mavericks games or come enjoy the suite with you.
Yeah.
So we really give back to our clients because we appreciate them because they've helped, change our lives.
They do, and I'm the testimony to that as well. I mean, our clients, the impact that they have on us, we don't take those things for granted. It's not a transaction, and it is a relationship because they've trusted us with the single largest transaction they typically make in their lifetime.
Biggest decision they'll ever make.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's awesome. So, to become Rookie of the Year, Mentor of the Year, Realtor of the Year, is there like a morning routine where you say, hey, I'm going to get up and, I got to get my head right first, or whether that's in prayer, it's in meditation, or you just get up and start working? I mean, what's kind of the deal?
Every day is day one. Every day I start like it could all end tomorrow. So every day it's just in the zone, beast mode, gladiator in a skirt. Let's make it happen. Which clients need my help? Right. And every day, it's just when you get up, brush your teeth, take a shower, check on my clients. Right. Well, after I check on the kids. So
we got to get the kids in there, right?
But it's just very natural.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like work. I know people out there are depending on me to help them find a home. They're depending on me to help build these memories where they can have barbecues in the backyard. Right. And I'm going to stop by, and my family's going to stop by. So we know where you live. So it's not like you can hide from us.
Well, a lot of people get out there and they'll say, okay, first off, I want to work out or I'm going to meditate.
I need to start working out. That's on the list. Once the kids
it's on my list too, but it doesn't.
Once the kids get back in school, we're definitely doing that.
Yeah.
But we have started walking in the neighborhood.
Oh, that's good.
Walking the dog.
Yep. I think that, for me, a lot of it is, I want to make sure I leave the office or when I get home that I've tried to shut off everything for at least that day to where I can walk in the next morning.
Right.
And know exactly where I am, what I need to be doing, where I'm going forward. Now, that doesn't always happen because things come up at 9 and 10 o'clock that we have to address.
Right.
But the goal is always to have my to-do list, everything done, and set up for that next day.
I generally try to turn my phone off at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
My mentees know that.
Yep.
You need help with a contract or whatever you have going on, get it to me before 9.
Right. After
And
that,
that's just
yeah.
family time.
Sure.
You know, we've had dinner. I'll keep my phone on. I'll answer, text messages during dinner.
Yeah.
But after 9 o'clock, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
There's no transactions going on between, there's no one executing a contract at midnight.
Right.
So I can wait until the morning. And I'm up at 5.
Yeah. Oh, so you get up, you're an early riser.
I'm an early riser.
Yeah, early to bed.
I don't always get out of the bed at 5, but I am up with the laptop and my phone.
Yeah, I'm late to bed, early to rise. I have that little struggle of trying to go to bed early. So I say late, it's probably midnight when I go to bed,
No,
but I'm up, 6 a.m.
Now, my first year, when it all started, I was 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and I was up until midnight. So I was grinding pretty much 20 hours a day
Right.
to make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's really what it takes your first year
Well,
in real estate.
And I was going to say that because we've known each other for a while. We work together, but even before we worked together, I admired the hustle. And I know hustle's a sexy word that people use. It's just really work. It's
You either
it's
have
just
it or you don't.
it's just hard work,
It's
right?
hard to teach it. You have to have something in you. You have to have some sort of motivation to make you get up every day and make it happen.
Where do you find that is drawn from? So like inspiration for you. Like where do you draw your inspiration from? Uh-oh. Family? Yeah.
Definitely my mom
Yeah.
and dad.
Yeah. I mean, I think that for me, that there's so much there from energy, just the passion, the work ethic that family can instill. Because if those that are given a lot, they're either given that in trust fund money type stuff, or they're given it in forms of
definitely
work
didn't
ethic.
have that.
Exactly. I'm not that guy either.
So my
right?
dad worked at the same job for 40 years and I think he was late one time.
Uh-huh.
40 years. He just messed up on his schedule.
Right.
My mom didn't work outside the home, but when you're raising a large family, that's work.
It is.
That's work. So we saw that every day.
And that's what really that's what gave you that work ethic, that you saw that every day, and I'm assuming
Dad.
the 6 brothers as well.
Oh, my dad instilled in us all the time, you represent the short name.
Uh-huh.
So everything we did, we represented him and
Yeah.
her. All of my brothers are entrepreneurs.
Okay.
We just aren't built to be, working for corporate America.
Right.
We're just built different.
Right.
And we all have that drive. Our bond is amazing. Probably have 40, 50 text messages from them every day or phone calls.
Are you kidding me? That's amazing.
And they're all spread out, Vegas, Houston, Oklahoma, Nashville.
Uh-huh.
And it's like they're right here next to me.
So what did you do before real estate?
Oh, a little bit of everything.
Okay.
I was a jack of all trades, master of none. But I did sales and marketing for some pretty large companies.
Uh-huh.
One of them where everyone gets those deliveries every day.
Right. Yep.
And, I don't have a college degree.
Mm-hmm.
So I really got into these corporations through my work ethic and my numbers. So whether it was sales and marketing or physician recruiting or, really analyzing online marketing campaigns with this company, my game had to be on top of everyone else's because I was competing against people who had these college degrees and
Sure.
masters, and I had this high school diploma, so it was all about my performance. It was always about the end result.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt oftentimes that I was one day or 1 week away from being unemployed.
Right.
They made me feel so disposable.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always a shock when it was time for that annual review that I would get like 5 stars or top performer. I was just like, they never made me feel like
They didn't make you feel that
They
way.
didn't make me feel like I was great.
Right.
So, the opportunity came where, let me back up a bit. So when I was working for these companies, I would win Breakout Performer of the Year. I won a trip to South Africa.
Right. Wow.
Disney, Vegas. We went all these trips. And it still didn't feel like this was what I was supposed to do.
Okay.
They were making these companies millions of dollars a month, and they were paying me peanuts on the dollar.
Sure.
So they gave us the option. You know, we were supposed to build a complex in Granite Park. That didn't happen. I got beat out by this small company named Toyota. I don't know if you know them.
Yeah, just a bit.
So
Doing a lot of loans for those people coming in.
Man. So I couldn't relocate to Seattle with 4 kids. And then my husband wouldn't have a job.
Right.
Couldn't afford New York City or D.C. We would have to live in Maryland in an old townhome and take the train into work. That's just not
The lifestyle that you
wanted
Right.
our kids to be. And we didn't want to leave his 2 boys here.
Right.
So my husband was like, I think you'll be really good in real estate. You won all these accolades.
Wait a minute. So he was the voice to you to get into that, because I wanted to know how that transition happened.
His idea.
It was his idea.
I went to school.
Good job, Tyree. Very well done. Yeah.
And, you know, I was all gung-ho about it. And then, you know, kind of things derailed. You know, finances weren't quite right. You know, coming up with the money to pay for the classes.
Yeah.
All those things were a challenge. So finally I got my license. And I had interviewed about 6 or 7 brokers.
Okay.
And I was like, why am I going to pay you for my name and what I already know how to do?
Right.
Why do I need to give you 50, 60, 70%?
Right.
So I reached out to Marnie Smith. She and I went to high school together at Lamar High School in Arlington. And I was like, Marnie, which realtors take home the highest commissions?
Okay.
She was like, JP and Associates.
Okay.
She hooked me up with Debbie, and like pretty much the rest is history.
Marnie's in title. Debbie's on the recruiting side of JP, right?
I mean, they had me in like that. And I met Giuseppe, and his confidence in me from day one was amazing. He's like, you got that it factor. He
does a really good job at identifying that within people and really understanding their competency, their passion, and even without experience, it's just the enthusiasm one could bring to the table that he identifies and says this person could be good.
So here I am in the new hire class. I hadn't sold anything, but that put pressure on me immediately. Like, oh my gosh, this guy thinks I'm going to be great.
Right.
I can't let him down. I got to be great. So like the very next day, I mean, it started 4 a.m. Like, I cannot let this guy down. I can't let my family down.
Yeah.
So many people need me. You know, we have to do this. There was never a plan B. There was never I'm going to go get a part-time job, or I'm going to, you know, work this job full-time and just milk it. No, it was all in.
All in.
All in. Ramen noodles, breakfast for dinner, 5-pound bag of potatoes, whatever it took until it got going. And it was tense. There was tension in the house. It was like, you need to get a job. I'm like, this is your idea. What are you talking about?
Tyree, come on, man. You can't do that now. You told me to get in this business.
Yeah, this is your idea.
Right.
And then when it started hitting, it was just like, boom, 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 boom. I was, you know, it was natural. It didn't, I was like, this can't be this easy. No way.
Right. So why? And I know, like, there's a lot of work that went into it, but why do you feel that all of a sudden it just started clicking and then everything kind of started falling? I mean, because it's in place, but I know you never take that for granted. Because like the companies that took you for granted, because what they didn't do is wake up every day to earn your loyalty. They didn't make you feel right like you were the one that was making them all that money, and that's ultimately what made you leave. Right? It's not necessarily. Now, I bet you, and I don't know this for a fact, but I'm betting you it wasn't necessarily the pay. It was how they made you feel more than the pay. Because if they made you feel great and they worked every day to earn it, you may be, right? You maybe could have stayed there. You
it wasn't
looked at that.
I mean, these were 6-figure a year jobs. This wasn't like I wasn't making money. It just didn't feel right.
Right.
It felt like, oh my gosh,
and I
this
think
is dreadful.
I think that's where a lot of whether it's organizations or it's teams in our business miss it, is they, with their team or their employees, they say, well, I pay you, so that's the way I earn loyalty, and that's just so far from the truth.
The money wasn't the motivation for me. Spending time with my family and doing what I wanted to do with my family was my motivation. I did have one manager that got it, Will Warren. He got it. He was like, Marla, you can hit your goal by Thursday, you can leave early, and not have to come to work Friday.
Oh, nice.
So he knew how to motivate me.
Right.
He let me do my own thing. If I didn't get to work on time, it was no big because I was going to hit goal.
Right.
You know, that was just 1 in a million to find him.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 in a million to find him. But why it started hitting for me, as you mentioned earlier, was my clients felt how genuine I was. I'm very emotional or passionate, whatever the word is.
Right.
But I go all in for my clients, and they know it. They know it. If we've got to drive 8 hours a day to find their home, you know, we don't write an offer until it's their home. I mean,
so let's talk about that. So like right now, like in 2000,
we usually start crying or have goosebumps when we find the home. It's not about the money with some of my clients.
Right.
They might not even have all the money, and we come up with ways like with you,
Yeah.
down payment assistance, to figure out a way to make this happen so they can get that home.
well, I know we had one we closed on where your client got into the house for I think it's like $298, right? Like bought a home, closed on it. It was like $298 is all it took to buy that house. And I think my when you posted that, I was like, yeah, remember we talked about this? That's only like 65 lattes at Starbucks. I mean,
and then we had one in Royce City, Rhonda. She got a refund.
She got a refund.
We make it happen.
Well, and that I think that's just really understanding that, you know, there are a lot of different clients out there, whether they're buying a $10 million house, they're buying a $60,000 house, it doesn't matter. It's all about identifying what the client's needs are and then figuring out a solution to get them into homeownership, because I know you and I both feel the same way. Homeownership is better than renting.
Yes.
But there's so many what we would call maybe first-time home buyers out there, even second-time or third-time buyers out there that do not really understand how easy it is to buy a home.
And especially in Dallas, Fort Worth, there are people that are paying more to rent than it costs to own. They just don't know what their buying power is, and
Why do you feel that is?
they just don't know. They've never really, you know, they might think their credit isn't good enough, or they need $40,000, $50,000 down to be able to own a home.
Right.
They don't know there are options out there. Like we just said, we can be in a home for $300.
Right.
You just have to reach out to us, and I sit down with all my clients. We either do a brunch or breakfast or lunch, something, get to know them, and I told them, bring the kids. It's their decision too.
Yep.
Find out what their needs are, and oftentimes the husband will have a vision, and then the wife's vision is completely opposite. So we've got to
get them back
meet in the middle,
exactly,
to find out what their dream home is going to look like, to where everyone is happy.
You know, guys, and I want you to understand that, and you know, because there are agents, right, and there's no right or wrong way to do this, okay, at all. There are agents that will just do everything over the phone, go meet them at the house, and get the contract done. That's fine, right? There are buyers that want it done that way. There are agents that are very successful doing it that way, and then there are those that will actually want to have a pre-counseling meeting, basically, with you, right, to really understand those needs, like you said, wife, husband on different sides. We got to figure out how to meet them in the middle.
Right.
So you love having that meeting in advance to really understand the needs. So how does that conversation go? What do you guys look at?
Very casual, you know, very organic. You know, dinner, breakfast, lunch, whatever. It's on me. I don't want them to add to anything. I just want them to save money. That's what I want them to do, and it's a chance for me to find out not only what their goal is, but to find out about the kids,
right?
The schools that they're interested in. You know, if the kids play sports, and I can connect with that because I come from a large family. I know the family dynamic. Ultimately, the kids make the decision about the house.
Right. Yeah.
Once they claim their room, it's Mom, Dad, where you want to sign?
Where you want to sign? Because the kids got exactly what they wanted.
Or when the kids see the pool, oh yeah, Let's go write this up.
Yeah, no, that's a good point because I mean you've already identified the neighborhood that they want to be in, so you know from a school standpoint, whatever you know the neighborhood, and then it's just a matter of finding that
And
home.
when you say know the neighborhood, I don't sell up in Princeton or Frisco, and I sell in my hood, the areas I know.
Yep.
So I'm Grand Prairie, Arlington, Cedar Hill, DeSoto, Fort Worth, Lancaster.
Right.
I sell in the area I know, where I grew up, Oak Cliff. That's where I'm the expert. And I can take a listing anywhere, I can help buyers anywhere, but it doesn't feel right. It feels like I'm cheating my clients because I'm not the expert. I like to be able to say where this shopping center is, where this restaurant is. Oh, they're going to go to Lake Ridge, or no, they're going to go to Mansfield High School, or they're going to go to Legacy or Bowie, or oh, you have the option to go to the Grand Prairie Fine Arts Academy. I can say those things, and it really makes a difference. So it's not uncommon for me if I have a client that wants to find a home in those areas that I'll refer them to one of our top producers at JFR.
Within the company, right?
Because it's just a better level of service for them instead of me having my GPS on trying to find out where this house is, or you can't answer those questions. Like, where's the closest daycare? Does this school offer after-school care? So, it's not transactional for me. I want to give them the best level of service.
Well, and at the same time, you're seeing them over the course of that month, a year, the next 5 years, because they're living in the community that you live in and that you serve.
Yeah, I do pop buys. They know.
See them at the local diner. I mean,
they're like, it's MJ. Kids, don't answer the door. It's MJ again. She must know we cooked dinner.
Right. Well, I mean, but that's why they've become family for you. I mean, you had a big client appreciation event, which I thank you so much for letting me be a part of that, because it invites me into the family and stuff like that. I mean, that's awesome. But yeah, you had a great event at Joe Pool Lake. That was a lot of fun. I saw a lot of people there, and it was very relaxed. I mean, I've been part of other client appreciation events, and it's sometimes they don't remember the agent, or they're there, but it's not really family. When I was there, I couldn't tell who was really your family and who was really your clients.
Right, and that's what we do. It's so natural for us. I mean, I sponsor. If they're in football, if they're in track. I recently sponsored Elliot and his two boys. They were like junior Olympics in track. That's what we do. His son recently was diagnosed with cancer. So I would provide meals for them while they spent time at the hospital, or make sure his boys that played football had something to eat at the football game. So we just rally around each other.
Wow.
Whatever we need to do. And you can't create that.
Right.
There's agents, who they're thinking, or people that are thinking about getting into real estate. What do you do? What is your secret sauce? What are your secrets? There are no secrets. It has to be natural. People have to know that you're genuine, because people know when it's a knockoff, so to speak, versus the real deal. And if you don't connect with your people, then it's going to be transactional. I get referrals referrals. I get probably 90+% of my business is repeat and referral business. Former coworkers, people that have seen my work ethic, who know, okay, we're going to give her this and she's going to handle it. But people that trust me with that, because they know I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to be 100% upfront with them. Right. And they know I'm going to take care of them. I'm not just going to leave them, okay, closing day, goodbye. No.
Yeah, I think in what you're saying there, I do see it, and we obviously practice it as well, because people can see through you, right? And they know that you're looking at them as a dollar sign, or you really have the best intentions for them, really just through the eyes and through the conversation and the questions that's asked, right? And it's interesting because I'll have, people that are here, my partners or whatever that I do business with, and I know the ones that they're using me just as a vehicle to fund that business, and that's okay. I understand and I establish that relationship up front, but then those that really look to make an impact on my life that really do genuinely care for me, my wife, my family, and what it is we do, how we do. There's a difference there. It feels different. And those are the ones that I want to try to impact 10 times more, right? It's an interesting dynamic. And so our clients, we really take the time to understand why they're buying a home. What is their goal with this home? How long do they plan on living in the home? Where their money is sitting, and what money do they have available? Because we never want somebody to buy a home and then not have any money left, because there's other things that happen when you purchase a home. So it's just really going into understanding the reason for making this decision. I know it's the right decision, but I want to make sure they're making it for the right reasons.
Right, and we do that. I mean, just with Katya, she had the money in her bank account to make her own down payment.
Yep.
But after you ran the numbers, and I let you do the numbers, that's your thing. But you were like, well, it just makes sense to keep your money and let it continue to earn interest.
Yep.
And we use this down payment program, and then in a year we can look at it again.
Right.
And she was like, okay. And she's an accountant.
Yep.
So it made sense to her. And you do that. You guys come up with, okay, option A, B, C, or D. This one makes more sense.
Yeah, and thank you for saying that, because it's important for me to make sure people have options, right? Option A, B, C. Maybe it's only A and B, right? But I want them to visually see what those options are, laid out nicely, the numbers, whether it's payments, out-of-pocket expense, just everything, have it all laid out, nice pretty graphs and charts, but then also have all the details behind it. But then it's easy for me to be able to go over it with them. Here's option A, here's option B. Now, I like option A for these reasons, but let's talk about both of them and the advantages of both of them. And then let's look and see, let's say in 1 year or 5 years or 15 years, depending on how long they plan on living in the home, let's see which one delivers to you the lowest total cost of ownership. And when you start having those conversations with people, they're like, wow, okay, this is another level of trying to take care of me. Because at the end of the day, we put people into debt, which is not really a great thing. I don't really get up and get excited about putting people into debt. What I like to look at it as is, how can I help them minimize the debt that we're putting them into so it maximizes the return on that investment, right? Because it is debt. So let's minimize it, lowest total cost of ownership over the period of time. And then let's figure out, what does that mean when it comes to appreciation, right? What is the appreciation statistically in the areas that you're in? And then where renters typically don't get it, but now they do as we talk to them, which is called forced savings, which is like when you pay rent, which is already a mortgage payment, you're just paying it to that landlord, right? And you get nothing for that. There's no reduction in the rent that you've been paying. It's just a fixed amount over time. But when you pay the mortgage payment, a portion of it goes to principal reduction, right? And that is what we call forced savings, because you're starting to lower the amount that you owe on that home. And then with that and appreciation, all of a sudden the difference here is your equity, and it continues to grow.
Not just equity, but they're building something for their family. My parents always rented. Come from generations of people renting. So to be able to be a homeowner and help people become homeowners, it makes a difference. A lot of people just don't know that they have programs out there where they can buy.
Right.
You don't have to have an 800 credit score and $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to be a homeowner.
No.
You can be 6 months away from, you can be in a home by the end of the year if you get started now. Or you can be in a home in 6 months if we get started now, based on the recommendations that you guys make. Hey, pay this down, or
sometimes
get a credit
card. Right now, August 8th, you could be in a home in August. Right now, if you get
we
started,
do a lot of those.
Seriously,
we do a lot of those, and it's depending on the area.
Yeah.
But we are seeing somewhat of a shift in the market where the homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer, and probably the last 5 or 6 contracts that I've written have all had $5,000 or $6,000 in closing costs negotiated.
And I see that with the way you negotiate. You do, because I see a lot of contracts. I don't see as many out there with seller contributions as what I see on the contracts we get. And so it's interesting where, I mean, I don't know how it is, and you just really know how to negotiate that contract to where that seller is willing to contribute money to help your client, that buyer, get into the home.
I mean, it's
and
more
it's
than about
different.
numbers. It's
right.
more about numbers. I reach out to the listing agent. We have a conversation. I connect with them.
Right.
I tell them a little story about my buyer, and it's the process that I also teach my mentees on how to target or really know the area.
Specialize in the area.
Specialize
like
in the area.
I mean, you know your area. You don't get outside of that area.
So I can say, hey, this isn't Mansfield ISD. You know, the pricing seems a little bit high for a home that's not, you know, it's pretty close, but it's not Mansfield ISD. Or even if it is Mansfield ISD, this is what I can guarantee. I can guarantee that we are going to close on time, if not early, because we've vetted our buyers up front.
Right.
Been working with them for 6 months or a year or 2 years, whatever it is. So they are solid. They are ready to buy. First-time home buyer. They don't have all of their funds.
Mm-hmm.
They love this house. Their kids have already picked out their room.
Right.
And you know, I don't know if you know BobMortgage, but he's top 1% in the country, and he has them fully approved through underwriting, and they're prepared to close this in 14 days, 18 days, 21 days, whatever it is.
Whatever it needs.
And you guys make it happen.
Well, you know, and you do get clients at all different times in their process, right?
Yes.
So some of your clients come to you and you know, they're just kind of thinking about starting, and that could be 6 or 12 months, 18 months down the road, and that's okay for you, right? You're okay if you say, if a client's out there and they're like, hey, I'm just not ready, you would still want to talk with them because
I still want them to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
I talk with them first, and I send them over to you to come with a game plan.
Right.
And they stay in my pipeline, and I stay in touch with them. You know, how's it going? I had one client, we had to have a discussion about, all right, we're going to have to stop getting your hair done and getting your nails done because that's going to save you $200 a month.
Right.
And over the course of a year, that's done $2,400.
Which is more than enough to be able to buy a home.
So, but she did it.
Right.
And we got her perfect home in DeSoto.
Yep.
So I am comfortable enough, and my clients respect me enough to where I can say those things.
Right.
You know, like, do we need to skip AAU this year?
Yeah.
I mean, you want a house by the end of the year. These are some of the sacrifices we'll need to make to get to that number. Because you don't want a house at this price point. So where are we going to cut some things to where we can save? And they trust me with that.
Mm-hmm.
They trust me. And I'm comfortable having those conversations.
What would be something that you would recommend to a consumer if they're vetting real estate agents, right? What would you tell them that they should really be asking, looking for in their selection of the right agent?
Well, the first step is they need to call me.
Good point.
Good point. Some of the things I need to look at is, you know, I had a listing that I got by accident.
Uh-huh.
I texted the wrong phone number.
Okay.
The text was, we're on our way to deliver your grill. You know, congratulations on your new home. And he was like, no.
This isn't, wrong person.
Wrong number.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, by chance, are you interested in buying or selling a home? He's interested in selling his home. So I have a listing coming in the Grand Peninsula in Grand Prairie. And what he wanted, he was a numbers guy.
Uh-huh.
You know, we met with him. Camille and I met with him. The conversation went great. He was like, that's great that you've done ABC and won all these awards. I need to see your numbers. I need to see specifically in this area what those numbers look like. So I was like, whoa, I've never been called out on my numbers. So I sent him to market reports, you know, average days on the market, and then my numbers, along with my accolades and awards.
Mm-hmm.
He needed to see that.
Right.
And I also included the production of our brokerage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how many billions we have sold, how many billions we sold last year. That's part of the big family. This is my portion, but additionally, there's additional 1,200 agents that are going to have all eyes on your property.
Right.
So that, as well as their negotiating skills. In this market, you don't want to overpay for a home.
Right.
And it's so common. People, well, I'm going to pay $10,000 over. No, you're not. You don't want to walk in upside down.
Right.
Let me run the comps and see what makes sense. And oftentimes, we'll pay, if we do pay over, it still appraises because I'm that confident in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what matters. You don't necessarily want someone who's not familiar with the area. And then you also want someone who has time. I do this full time. My mentees do this full time. We aren't part-time at this.
Right.
If the house hits the market 8 a.m., we can show it at 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to go during lunch, we're available.
Right.
If I'm not available, I've got 10 other mentees that are going to be available. And I do get a lot of referrals from clients who weren't satisfied with their previous realtor
Gotcha.
and have migrated over to me. They've seen my production online, on Facebook, on Instagram.
Yeah.
Inboxes,
So,
like
right.
direct messages, I get them. I'm ready. I need your help. This is not working for me. Or my coworker referred me or told me about you. And that's how it starts.
It's you've built a business that you need to be very, very proud of.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to tell you this because it's hard to build a referral-based business. It's hard to build a business, and it's very hard to build a referral-based business in this marketplace today because most migrate to technology. They want to buy leads. They want to do all those kind of things, and it's because of what your approach is. And I know maybe it's not technology, it's not lead buying. You're 90 to 90 or 95% referral
never
based.
bought a lead.
Right. It's just you do what you say you're going to do. It's very intentional, and you're willing to work your face off, basically,
I am.
to get it
And
done.
they don't see the behind the scenes. Facebook makes everything look so easy.
100%. Yep.
Oh, I can be a realtor. I can do this. They don't see the behind the scenes and the crunching numbers and negotiating and the conversations. The conversations with those other agents aren't always pretty.
Right.
We can be very passionate because we're both fighting for our clients.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't see all of that behind the scenes. They see me at the closing table or congratulations on your new house. Here's your grill. They don't see that this took, showing 20, 30 houses over the course of a year.
Right.
Or, someone lost their job in the process. We had to put the search on hold, or they had a baby, or somebody graduated, they got married, divorced. They don't see all the behind the scenes, or even the credit repair.
Sure.
Part of it.
Well, because there's people that just are not ready right now. We never close the door and say no.
Mm-mm.
It's always not now, but here's the path that
Here's
you
the
need to
plan.
go down, right, to get to that point, whether that's 3 months or 3 years. Here's the path you need to be on to get to home ownership.
Yeah, and we're patient.
Uh-huh.
I've recently closed on one, been working with her for 2 years.
Well, it's because it's not a transaction.
Not
Again,
a transaction.
right, and I think that is what I'm really admire in the book of business, that you have the family that you've been able to serve and continue to build. I mean, it's nice. It
And,
really is.
just having that family support, there's no doubt that my brothers there was never a moment where my brothers didn't think I couldn't do it. My brothers and my husband and my kids are my biggest fans.
Uh-huh.
But, when we have rough moments, I call one of my brothers and they pick me up. But it's not like a normal pick me up. It's like trash talking. It's a different kind of dynamic that we have, but it's how we motivate each other.
Your greatest strength, though, as a real estate agent, what do you feel that is?
My greatest strength, probably my smile. People,
I love that.
It's because people don't see the beast behind the smile.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going after it. I got you. Let's go to war.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that in real estate right now. It's been like that. There's so many people that get their license
Right.
who aren't going to be realtors next year.
Right.
There's so many people who want to do it, and I will certainly give you the tools to do it, but ultimately it's up to them.
Well, they see they see what they feel that it really is: freedom and flexibility.
Oh, yeah.
They get plenty of time to do what you want to do. You got a
No.
really big opportunity to make a ton of money.
True.
They see all that stuff because of what is glamorized on social or what people that are coaches, that telling people how you need to get into real estate, you need to control your own destiny, you do those types of
infomercials
things,
that
right?
are on
Yeah.
all times a day.
And the reality is, yeah, you can make a lot of money doing this if you focus on serving more people and helping them reach their goals.
That's the point. Once you don't focus on the money,
right?
then people throw money at you.
Man, that made the whole show right there, guys. That's it. I'm serious. That's so much the truth. I mean, if you and I talk about this in a lot of things that we do, we focus more on the process than the outcome. The outcome could be the money. The outcome could be the closing. The outcome could be doing business together. That the outcome is things that we don't have any control over, right? The process to get there is what we all control.
Yeah.
Right? It's the feel and experience that we give to people, right? How do we make people feel about the experience they're having?
Always about the experience.
Always about that. And then, it's how are we helping other people reach the goals that they have? Focus on those things, and then ultimately you get back 10 times.
Oh man, I mean, I love my mentees. I could give a shout out to all of them. And I've probably mentored 30 agents in the last 3 years.
Uh-huh.
All are doing very well. Lionel.
Yeah.
He was nominated Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
Kiata.
Yeah.
Jackie.
I know them all.
Um,
And I'm blessed because you've introduced them to me and we do business together. But, and I see them and I see them when they start out. And what I know that you're putting in them is the same things that you have because I still see their hustle and hard work.
I don't hold anything back. I give them 100%. There's more. It's more of a joy for me to see people succeed and see their passion and see them grow and develop. Like, wow, he started off here. Now look at him.
Right.
I'm not looking for any limelight I just enjoy seeing people succeed. It's no fun being at the top by yourself. You want everybody.
You want to bring them up.
You want to bring everybody.
Right. What's the saying? I've seen this quote before. When you take the elevator to the top, what's the first thing you do? You send it back down and bring more people up with you.
Bring more people up with you.
Yep.
So we have fun. I mean, at our mentee meetings, we challenge each other. We
Right.
have contests. I mean, they are out there making it happen like a veteran realtor, even though they're new.
Right.
Because I give them the playbook or game plan from day one. It's up to you how you want to use it.
Right.
You write your own check. If you want to make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, I've got some pretty aggressive goals over the next couple of years to be a millionaire agent.
Sure.
So it's going to take growing my business, adding admin, adding agents, but I'm ready.
And guys, in whatever industry you are out there and you're watching this, it's you want to have that big goal. Right, that big goal,
and it should scare you.
And it should scare you.
If it's
100%.
comfortable, you're like, this is easy. It's not really a goal.
It should.
If your
It
goal
should
is
scare the hell
30,
out of you. Right.
Let's try to double it.
Right.
And I heard that a lot from JP. I was so excited. I had 3 closings in one day. No, next time double it. What is wrong with this guy? But you have to give yourself a stretch goal. You have to push yourself. Otherwise, you get comfortable.
Right. You want that stretch goal. And then I have loan officers and I tell people, look, I want to see what you're doing daily. I get it that people have these quarterly goals and monthly goals and all that kind of stuff. All wonderful. I want my big goal, and then I want daily things that I have to live into because I know the small daily ones, if done every day, add up to that big goal that scares the heck out of me. Right.
So we focus on KPIs or key performance indicators.
Yep.
Every day, how many calls did you have today?
Okay.
How many emails? How many Facebook posts? How many direct messages? How many pop buys did you do on vendors or schools or wherever you want to, builders, whatever your focus area is, because it's going to show in a couple months what you did today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. It's going to show. If you didn't make those calls, if you didn't send those emails, if you weren't consistent on your marketing, on social media, then when December comes, it's not going to be a surprise to anyone that you didn't
hit your goal. Right.
No one's surprised.
Nope.
No one's surprised. But on the other side, when we see agents make 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 calls a day, it's also no surprise
that they're at the top.
They are $100,000 producers as far as what they bring home.
Yep.
It's no surprise. So it's really, whatever they put into it, they will get out of it. They can make excuses or they can make it happen. It's up to them.
I love it. So 2016 Rookie of the Year, 2016 Mentor of the Year, 2017 Realtor of the Year.
Yeah.
Now you have 2018. Right now, you just got ranked, I think, year to date, number 11 out of over 1,200 agents.
I mean, I just thank you to my clients.
Yes.
Thank you to all of the referrals. Thank you to my lenders. Thank you. You guys make it to where it doesn't feel like work. I feel like it's almost like a nonprofit where I'm helping people on what their next step is, and this is how I'm going to help you transition into your home. We don't even talk sales. We don't talk sales. They don't see the behind the scenes.
You talk impact.
Yeah, this is what we're going to do. Right. Hey, you want your kids to go to this school? We're going to make it happen.
Yep.
We're also going to do a donation to your school so they can help out with the kids with the school supplies or kids that don't have uniforms. It's just an amazing feeling to be able to help so many people become homeowners.
I love it, MJ.
Anyway, it just
I love you, your energy. Well, I mean, I'm serious. I mean, you have this. I mean, whatever. Like JP said, it's it, and it's very. People are attracted to that, and they want to be around people that have that true, honest, giving, personality, where they really are in it to help other people. And you do have that.
Thank you.
And so I thank you for being a partner of mine. I thank you for the trust that you put into our business. For those that and it's going to be, guys, it's going to be in the feed. You're always going to know how to get a hold of MJ because it's going to live there forever. But if just give me phone numbers, website. How do you want people to get a hold of you? Put that out there on the camera.
I always answer my phone. Phone number is 972-800-3168.
Perfect.
Text, phone call. It's the best way to reach me.
Best way to reach you is on the phone.
Yep.
So you'll have, guys, on the feeds, I'll have that. I'll have her website as well. Facebook page is already out there. So if you're looking for a real estate agent that is really all about impact of life and having you part of their family, looking in the markets that you serve, I would encourage you to reach out to MJ. If you're looking to get into the business, because I know a lot of people watch this that maybe you're thinking about getting into real estate, give MJ a phone call. Talk to her about really what it's going to take. Because like she said, you don't get into this and be successful doing this part-time. She's not going to let you do that. You got to jump in with both feet. You got to be willing to work at it on a daily basis to ultimately get to that stretch goal. I think there's a lot of great things there. MJ, thank you so much for...
Thank you for having me. Sorry it took a year.
No, you were great. And I bet it's going to be, now you're going to be on more frequently because you know what it's like.
Right.
Guys, I really appreciate you as always lending me your eyes, your ears, and giving us the time on the Jam Session. Thank you so very much for that. If we were great, 5-star. If we sucked, I get it. Give me 1 star. I'll do better the next time. Thank you as always, and just go out there and make somebody else's day better than what it is today. Take care. Have an awesome, awesome, wonderful day.